we're one game in, and my gosh, if the rest of the games could even hold a slight candle to what we saw last night. I knew it was the right decision by the NFL to serve up this piece of filet mignon right away as opposed to hang on to it, and there were other matchups that would have been compelling, but nothing beats the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott in his first game back after suffering that horrific leg injury last year. And nothing beats watching them give a monster scare and a big-time game to the defending world champs in the building there. They won the game last year to win it all, and a 31-29 final score. The Bucs beating the Cowboys on a game-winning field goal with hardly any time left. Tom Brady needing to drive the field to set up Ryan Suckup for a field goal, having only 84 seconds and one timeout to do it. We've seen that movie many times before, and it played out again on the Dallas Cowboys, who somehow, someway, got 4 turnovers, took the ball away 4 times. Some of them were self-inflicted by Tampa. Others were nice plays by their defense to knock the ball loose, like, say, on Chris Godwin going into the end zone last night. And so they had their opportunities. Greg Zuerlein missed a field goal and an extra point that definitely came back to haunt them, but you got to play better sometimes than your kicker kicks. And eventually, this game came down to the story of 2 quarterbacks and 1 grown-ass man. Let's start with the quarterbacks. I ended the show yesterday by saying we need to sit back and take in what we're seeing and not take it for granted, because we've seen it over and over and over and over again without a single ounce of a diminished return from Thomas Edward Brady, right?
Yep.
And take it in, folks, because last night we saw a 44-year-old quarterback start his 7th career Super Bowl title defense season, trying to end the longest drought in the history of the NFL without a repeat champion. It hasn't happened since the 03-04 Patriots did it with Tom Brady. Again, we launched our new network studios last night at NFL Network, and the way that we christened the studio, the way that we started our first shot in the new studio where the network will broadcast from forevermore, where we matched up my open from the old studio on the first day of the history of the NFL Network, of me coming out from behind the studio walls and welcome everyone to the new home of the NFL on television. And it ended by saying, well, there's lots to get to on our launch rundown. Let's get to it. And then we smash cut that to yesterday. I came around the wall of the new studio and said, just continue the sentence. And our top story tonight, once again, and still, is Tom Brady. And the first day we came on the air at NFL Networks, week 11, 2003, he was a mere 1-time Super Bowl champion about to start his back-to-back run. And here we are launching the network's new studios in 2021, and he's still there. And it's not even an ounce of a concern of, well, let's take a look at him and see what he's going to look like. Oh, that's in the back of our minds, I guess, for a split second. But how silly and stupid to all the people who said, well, yeah, the Chiefs moved him on to Cincinnati. Yeah, that was the end of him. The guy last night made every possible throw you need. The run game was not there. And he made every possible throw you need. A 3rd down throw that he hit Chris Godwin in the hands on in the 4th quarter, and it bounced off of Godwin's hands. It was one of the most beautiful balls. It was about a 30, 40-yard attempt, and it would have set them up inside the 10 and potentially made it less of a game. What a throw that was, with people all around him. His audible to Gronk in a cover 0, where Gronk scored one with hardly anybody on, with DeMarcus Lawrence. Tank Lawrence was on him.
Yeah.
Okay? Tom Brady's like, okay, they're playing cover 0, and let's see if Gronk can fake on Tank that he needs to be blocked by Gronk, which I'm sure Tank Lawrence is like, this is good eats. And then all of a sudden, because look who's behind him going for a touchdown that Brady's throwing him wide open. Gronk. Neck up, Brady's as great as ever. And the arm. You could say his most impressive throw last night, not the back shoulder one to Godwin that got so many Cowboys fans up in arms because it was, a possible OPI. There was a lot of jostling, but Godwin definitely did extend. Put a pin in that in a second. We'll remove it. His most impressive throw to me was the Hail Mary at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
He's 44 years old, and it looked like a Rodgers Hail Mary, a perfect parabola, up in the air and come straight down the chimney
and Gronk was
in
right
the
there.
back of the end zone.
He was right there.
Remember Phillip Rivers last year in his last game where the Colts needed a Hail Mary? And you're like, this ain't happening.
Yeah, right.
And Brady's got 5+ years on Rivers. He's making every throw. Not an ounce of a hint in the area code of a diminished return out of this 44-year-old man. 379 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 picks. And the picks, you could make the case weren't on him. Incredible. Good luck, rest of the league. Good luck. Evans didn't even play. Evans didn't even really have much of a night either.
As my fantasy team will attest.
He looked like he was a little banged up. But AB showed up.
He sure did. And Gronk with 2 touchdowns. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.